Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to iCommand. We just finished the Dark Recon mission for the Heart of the Empire app campaign using Imperial Commander 2, the fan-made app. And now we're going to do the Rebel upgrade stage. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that in the Imperial Commander 2 app. We're going to load up our campaign save here. And here's our campaign tracker. So you'll notice that I have our credits and XP noted here, but it does not track that automatically. You have to do it manually, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish it would track it because the official app does, but you do have to take notes on what you got from your mission rewards, which is also kind of annoying. Ooh, that's loud. Anyway, I did, so we're gonna resolve the Rebel upgrade stage, but I do actually need to go in and resolve or build my side mission deck, because unlike the official app campaign, you do play side missions. This is the full campaign structure that you would get if you were playing like a regular campaign with friends or with other people, but you're playing against a computer. So we need to build our side deck. So I'm gonna normally I wouldn't bother showing that, and for future campaign videos I probably won't bother. But since this is our first one, and I feel like a lot of you who have only played the official app campaign probably have never even played a side mission. It'll be good to show folks kind of how that works. So let me pull up the window. There we go. Okay, so I've pulled up some side mission cards here. We're going to build the deck in real time. So you need 12 cards for the side mission. There's going to be 4 of the orange hero cards side missions, 4 gray side missions, and 4 of the green ally side missions that I talked about a little bit in my allies tier list. And so to start off with, you're going to include the 4 side missions that correspond to your 4 heroes. So here I've got Trokata, Jared, Ko-Tun, and Jin Odan side mission cards. These are the orange or red cards. And they each have a corresponding reward that they bring. So if I flash it up here, so first of all, I'll just kind of show you what these look like. These come with rewards that are specific to that hero, and generally if you see one, you usually want to take it or attempt to win that mission, because it tends to have a very good upgrade for the hero. So there's those 4. So we're going to send these 4 to our side mission deck. Okay, and next we're going to put in our gray side missions. So these tend to have either kind of generalized rewards, usually are like a reward card, or sometimes just credits, like you can see with this one. This comes from the Jabba's Realm. And the core campaign comes with 4 of these gray side missions, plus 1 extra one from the Luke Skywalker pack. And then you get them from a lot of the small box expansions. The problem here is that there's 17 gray side missions in the game total with all the expansions, but only these 8 don't correspond to one of the mini campaigns that come from the small box expansions, and I don't want to add those in because I don't want to spoil the gray the story for those missions. Like it would be stupid if I played one of those missions as a side mission here, and then we end up playing it again as a story mission in one of the mini campaigns. So I'm going to avoid those, and I'm going to pick from just these 8 here. And from these 8, I've actually already decided I'm going to go with these 3, since these 2 are from the expansions. This one, I looked at the reward that it comes with, and it looks pretty good for Jin Odan. And then this one as well, I looked at it, and it looks pretty good for Trokata. And by the way, when I play campaign, I do let my Rebel players look at the reward card for each mission when they're building their side mission deck, because like it's just fair to do that. It feels fair since it lists the reward at the bottom, and they can just look it up themselves if they wanted to on the internet to Google the reward. Whereas you can't really Google like the mission parameters. It's supposed to be secret. But so I'm gonna delete these, and maybe we'll whatever side missions I do play, I will not use in future campaigns, just so we don't get duplicates. But I'm going to send these 4 to the side mission deck. And now it's time to choose our green ally side missions. So I've grabbed a few here that I thought looked appealing. And I've talked about my favorite allies from the ally tier list, and that includes this one, Phantom Extraction. This is the Chopper and Hera mission. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle that into the side mission deck. I've also got Open to Interpretation. This is the C-3PO one, and I said the C-3PO is also on my S list. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle that one in as well. So I got 2 more. So I could pick one of these cool ones like the Wookiee Warriors or Luke. But I actually really want to bring the Saboteurs onto my team. I feel like the Blast one will synergize really well with Drakata in this particular team. And one of the neat things about Rebel Sabs is there's actually 2 green side missions that you can bring. You can bring one or the other, or you can bring both. And if I bring both, that's going to increase my chances of picking them up. It also gives me the possibility to get the elite Rebel Saboteurs, although I'm not super high on the elites, but I do want at least the regulars. I want to try them out. So I'm actually going to put both of these. I'm going to be a little cheeky, and I'm going to put both of these green side missions in there, and then we'll save the rest of these for a future campaign. Alright, so we've got our side deck, or our side mission deck, and now what we're gonna do, I'm assuming this has been shuffled by the vassal. We're gonna draw 2 to be one of our 2 active side missions. Alright, so we got, oh, there we go. We got Target of Opportunity, and we got Imperial Entanglements. So again, I like to let my players look at the rewards. Let's see. Complete this card attack turn declared. Oh, that's really good with Jin Odan. And I think I'm going to take it. So the way that I actually have a house rule that I do for side missions. Normally what you do is you choose one, you play it, the other one stays in play to be chosen later, and then you replace the one you played with a new side mission. The problem with that is that generally what happens is the reason you didn't pick one of the side missions is because you didn't want it that much. And it just kind of sits there and you're just shuffling one new side mission at a time. What I like to do is if whatever side mission I don't end up taking, I'll just go ahead and discard it, and we'll draw 2 new side missions when it comes time to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and discard Target of Opportunity, and we're going to make Imperial Entanglements our next mission here. So it's alpha sorted. There we go, Imperial Entanglements. Okay. And the next thing we need to do is I want to show you guys the story missions that were laid out so that you guys can vote and tell me which ones you want to see me play. So there's 3 possible story missions to choose from for Heart of the Empire. Unlike the other campaigns, Heart of the Empire lets you really choose your own adventure. So we've got From Dark Clutches, as you can see. After scanning all possible, well, I'm actually not going to read all this, but you can read the text here. So From Dark Clutches, on the trail, looks like we're hunting an Imperial officer there. From Dark Clutches was a beacon, trying to find a beacon and unscramble it from the captured rebel team. Or you could confront an Imperial officer on the trail, or Inside Man, looking for somebody named Lorne, a bureaucrat sympathetic to our cause, who still holds office in the old Senate building. So let me know. Vote in the comments. Leave a comment. Tell me, do you want to see From Dark Clutches, On the Trail, or Inside Man? And that will be our next story mission after we play Imperial Entanglements, our side mission. And by the way, I'm not going to let people vote for the side mission because that directly impacts my team and my progress in the campaign. But story missions, like, whatever. All right. So next up, we need to do our rebel upgrades. And so we've got 500 credits. We got 100 credit per hero from winning the last mission, and we got 2 crates, which gave us 50 credits each. So we have 500 credits total. And by the way, I was reading more into the Imperial Commander 2 rules. They have a nice readme with all the rules and mechanics explained. The awards that I mentioned from the last mission for winning before turn 7, that's only for if you're playing on adaptive difficulty. So apparently that's part of the increased difficulty, but I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to deal with that. The other thing is the crates are more like they are in the regular campaign. It looks like you do always get a supply card when you interact with a crate. I think you always get a med pack as well. But it probably does depend on the mission. But then you get to you claim the crate token, and at the end of the mission you get 50 credits for each crate you claim. So and now what we're going to do here is we are going to resolve our upgrade stage. So we're going to go shopping. And I think you're supposed to do shopping before you spend XP. That's usually what I do. So in the regular core set rules, you always draw 6 cards from the item deck because you only have 12. But in the expansion rules, I think since Twin Shadows, or it might have been Return to Hoth, but once they introduced expansions and the deck started getting bigger, they changed the rules so you always draw half of the deck for the item cards. Now, I have 27 item cards in Tier 1, so if I drew half the deck, that would be 13 or 14 cards. And I found that that's just too much. It just makes it a little too easy to always cherry pick the best gear that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do 10, because I think that's a nice even number. So I'm going to draw them down here. So we've got Vibroblade, Portable Medkit, Extended Haft, Charged Ammo Pack, Underbarrel HH4, Survival Gear DH17, Tatooine Hunting Rifle, and DL44. And the DDC Defender. Let's see. I do like the DH17 as a nice pickup for Jin because it's very cheap. The DL44 is a really good pickup for her though. But that would be all of my credits. She might need it though. That vintage blaster is pretty terrible. Underbarrel is a nice pickup for Drakata, but honestly, like, Shardy struggles to get those surges she needs with the red and the blue. Although the +1 accuracy would be really nice. Extended Haft. We don't really need that yet for Jared, because he still only has his claws. So when you do your first upgrade stage, you have to be careful not to just spend right off the bat. Because if you're always spending, you're only ever getting like 400 to maximum 800 credits after each mission. So if you're always spending after each mission, you're never going to save up for the really expensive stuff that costs like 1,000+ credits. Or you won't have enough credits to get the things you need when you get a really good draw. Honestly, this draw is kind of mediocre. The DL44 is probably the only good thing I see here. The underbarrel's fine, but it's not really what I need. Charge ammo pack is interesting for Ko-Tun, since her current weapon doesn't really have a way to use her surges effectively. Vibroblade's just not really that interesting to me. I always try to prioritize attachments, over weapons in tier 1 because you can get really good weapons in later tiers, but the good attachments tend to be in tier 1 and tier 2. The charged ammo pack is just 100 credits, but probably can save that. I feel like the DL44 is probably the pickup here, just because it is one of the few premium weapons in tier 1. It also combos with some of Jin Odan's later kit, which lets her use surge abilities from multiple weapons, and DL44 has some of the best surge abilities. Yeah, I think it might just be the DL44. Again, the other option is the DH17, but the accuracy on that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. It's just super cheap, right? But again, we're not really looking to spend all our credits on random stuff. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with the DL44 here for Jin, and then we're gonna send the rest back to the deck. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do is spend our XP. So nice pickup for Jin Odan there. So let's take a look at our rebels. Start off with Drokata. So Drokata has some interesting options. We have 2 XP to spend on everybody. So you have to think about what you want to save up for. Generally in a campaign, so unlike the app campaign where you go in tiers where after the first mission you get a 1 XP, after the second mission you get 2 XP, you can spend your XP however you want in a real campaign. Which means you can rush like the 4 XP ones, get them first. If you save your XP, you can get them by the end of the second or third mission. But a lot of times they make the 1 XP cards really, really good for how cheap they are. So, let's see. We could get shrapnel rounds, which adds an automatic blast 1, which is actually kind of tempting. Just having that guaranteed blast 1 to go with the boomer surge for +1. The other option is charging up and leave no one behind. Leave no one behind is good. Charging up is also quite good. It was actually a lot better than I originally thought it was. Just because giving Drokata that power token makes it so much easier to use Dispersal Shot, which is the -1 damage +1 surge. But we do have Ko-Tun to help facilitate that, so we need it less, I think. The other later ones I'm looking at saving up for is definitely the Repeater Cannon, which is a nice weapon with double modification slots. And then the 4 XP ones that I usually go for is what do we go for? I think Thermal Explosives is the one. Yeah, Wookiee Wrath is kind of like meh, but Thermal Explosives is really good. Structural Exploitation is okay. 3 XP for +1 damage, Pierce 1. It's like not bad, but I go for other things. Usually Repeater Cannon, Shrapnel Rounds, Charging Up and Leave No One Behind, which is, what is that, 7? And then if you get up to 11, you can get a 4 XP. So that's usually the general build I go for with Drokata. I think I am going to take the shrapnel rounds. There were a few times where I couldn't quite get the damage I needed because I couldn't get the last bit of blast. So I'm going to go ahead and grab shrapnel rounds. And that's going to equip nicely onto the 1 slot, upgrade slot on the boomer weapon. Next up is Jared. Jared's a fun one. We've got 2 XP. He's actually got quite a lot of good abilities. I think Mutual Progression is probably my favorite. I think that one's just really good value when you combine it with his parry. I do kind of regret not getting him a weapon, just so he can use parry multiple times in a round, but there wasn't really any good melee weapons to get for him. In terms of what we might buy now, Scouts loadout's okay, but not really great. Slicer's upgrades can be really good. Lets you interact as your hero, and you get +1 surge on the results. Or it does 3 damage if you have to do that. Let's see. 1 XP. Forward momentum is really good. Balanced approach I don't like. Although the 1 damage recovery each round can be good, but it can also stink if he doesn't get focused down early, right? So you're recovering nothing. I think I'll take forward momentum, and we'll save up for mutual progression for the next one. And then Ko-Tun. Inch by inch is really good, but dig in is actually extremely good in my experience. Just that +2 block every turn really takes the pressure off in terms of getting your heroes wounded. And we have the XP to spend on it. But inch by inch is really good. It can be hard to use sometimes, though. But I think I will go for dig in. I've just found that to be one of her best cheap abilities. She has great expensive abilities. Specifically, squad cohesion is really good. Self-sufficient's okay, but squad cohesion is just like makes her a really strong support figure. Opportunist is also really good. Again, makes her really good as a support figure that can interact with things just by zipping around the board every time somebody spends a power token. But I'm going to go ahead and grab dig in. That is something I like to have with her. And then we have Jin Odon. Here we go. So Jin, her build, I really like Gunslinger, but we don't have the equipment yet. Although I guess we do have the... Okay, sorry everybody. So the video on that got corrupted a little bit while I was saving, and so you probably noticed the video is out of sync with the audio there. I tried to correct it in editing, and it kind of cut out right at this point in the video where I was talking about Jin's upgrades. So I'll just try and continue and finish off where it left off there, just so I don't have to re-record all that. So yeah, Jin Odon, we do, like I said, we have, for Gunslinger, we do have the DL44. And that's going to be useful with the Gunslinger ability since it has Surge for +2 and a Surge for +1 and 2 accuracy. So I do like the Gunslinger. Let's see if I can spread this out a little bit. There we go. So I do like that. So for Jin in particular, I like Sidewinder is a really good one, but it's not one I prioritize super early. Trick Shot I tend to stay away from. Get Cocky is probably her best ability though. It's really important because it helps with her strain management. Getting to recover 2 strain to basically make Quick Draw free to use. Super important. As you guys saw in the last video, she gets strained very quickly because her ability costs 2 to use, and you're often trying to like use strain to move her around so you can get more attacks with her. So Get Cocky, which lets you either become focused or recover 2 strain after you defeat an enemy with an attack, is really good. It's an exhaust, so it's only once per round, but still really good. And you can do it. The nice thing you can do with it is you can, before she even activates, you can use Hair Trigger or a Quick Draw to attack something weak, kill it, and then recover the 2 strain that you spent on the attack. And then when you go to activate her for that first time for that first round, you ready the card. So it's like you got a free use out of the card and a free Quick Draw. Cheap Shot's really good. Again, I talked about Gunslinger being able to use the surge abilities on your different pistols, especially if you can get abilities that give you extra surges on your attacks. Is very strong. It itself gives you more surges, but again, it costs strain to do that. So you really want to have Cocky available to help with that strain management before you take Gunslinger, in my opinion. Cheap Shot is good, but again, you get very similar utility from Get Cocky with the focus. Um, the Surge for Stun is nice, but it's not super strong against the Imperials. You're just getting the +1 damage once per round on the quick draw attack. So it goes nicely with Get Cocky, so you can get that kill when you use quick draw, but it's not one I think you should get early. Roll with it is good, but unfortunately the cost is strain. She does need the extra defense. To the +1 block is nice. It's unfortunate that you cannot wait until after dice are rolled. That's the other big problem I have with it. So if she dodges, or if she's just gonna get overkilled, like you don't want to waste strain, especially if she's about to become wounded. So roll with it. Not my favorite either. Smuggler's Luck is fine, but I don't think we're gonna need it that much here. I think Ko-Tun and probably Jared are going to be doing more of the attribute tests, and then Quick as a Whip is okay, but it doesn't like let you stop an attack. It just lets you move one space. So again, it's something you can't really control when you get the movement, since it's based on when the Imperial player decides to attack Jin. So it's okay. I think I'm going to prioritize Gunslinger here. And so I have 2 XP. I don't know that we're going to get 2 XP from the next mission. I'm going to have to risk it that we're going to only get 1 XP from the side mission that's coming up. So I'm going to bank my XP with Jin and save up for, not Gunslinger, excuse me, for Get Cocky, so we can get that early on. So, so yeah, there we go. We got, let's see. All right, so just to review, we picked up shrapnel rounds for Drakata for 2 XP. We picked up forward momentum for Jared for 1 XP. We got dig in for Ko-Tun for 2 XP. And we got the DL44 blaster pistol for Jin Odan, who is banking her 2 XP. And our next mission is going to be the side mission, Imperial Entanglements, from the Han Solo figure pack. So yeah, let me know in the comments which story mission should we play next of the 3 that I mentioned. Again, apologies for the corruption there. I think it'll work a lot better when I'm using a better computer, and it's probably because I was running the Imperial Commander app there for too long, draining too many resources. But thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you for the next mission of the Heart of the Empire Let's Play campaign.